The Mbokodo Awards recognizes exceptional South African women who've made contributions to arts and culture in the country. I'm joined by the winner or a winner of one of these prestigious awards, Marlene Neumann, who's going to speak to us about her work as a fine art photographer and also talk to us about her win. Marlene, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you, Jerusha. And I actually brought the award to show you. What a win.
It is absolutely beautiful. So tell us about the process of winning this award.
The process is you're actually nominated by your peers, so you don't really know who's nominated you at all. And you just receive an email, and basically there's judges. The judges are Shadow Twala, the prestigious Shadow Twala, Antoinette Ntuli, Professor Ntuli, and Lisa Combrink, and you are nominated by someone. I still don't quite know who's nominated me, but I'm very happy to be nominated. And the process, he said to me that there's something like 60 women, that, or 100 women that is selected for the category of creative photography, and from there, they actually would dwindle it down to 60. So I would imagine it's quite an effort or quite a process to get to number one. Yes, so it's, I would imagine, and there's a whole lot of criteria that you have to go through.
I'm sure that you're absolutely thrilled, but were you surprised when your name was announced?
You know, I said to somebody yesterday, I think there was a journalist that I spoke to, and I said it felt like because all I could remember of the whole evening was hearing my name, and it felt like ice cream on a hot summer's day. It was just such a relief that went through me, and they go, and the winner is... So that was really exciting, yes. And what a prestigious award for me, because I have been doing this for 30 years, which is a very long time.
Speak to us about those 30 years of fine art photography. Let's start at the beginning. What initially attracted you to it?
You know, Jerusha, I must be honest with you do you know that 20 years ago, that fine art photography, when I tried to exhibit my photographs in a gallery in Johannesburg, they wouldn't accept photography as an art form. They said to me, photography is not an art and therefore it's not accepted in a gallery. Sure. Can you believe that? So, which made me certainly a lot more determined to actually get out there and actually start making it into an art form, which it so rightly deserved, because everywhere in the world photography is an art form. The process that I have, I did my master's when I was probably about 24 years old in photography. I used to head up the art and design department for a satellite campus of Port Elizabeth in East London. And it was always quite difficult, actually, because I'm actually a trained graphic designer. And so it was quite, coming from my background, when you say start from the beginning, coming from my background, as you heard the surname Neumann, it's German. So we always had a bit of a struggle with English at school. And one of the things I was very fortunate at the age of 15 years old is to have a darkroom and at school, and I learned to communicate through taking photographs. English wasn't very easy for me back then, and so my communication was through images, and I learned to get a response from people through that. And that's really what started to get me into what I call intuitive photography, where you are getting in tune with your subject.
Now, I can see that you're surrounded by some of your absolutely beautiful works of art. Can you speak to us about your specific style or brand of photography? What is it that you really love to photograph?
Well, just to backtrack a little, what I did was I actually I studied all the old master photographers from the 1940s, and I think sometimes that's what's lacking in a lot of photography nowadays, especially in terms of the digital age. Everything is just too quick and too instant, and almost sometimes you can see when someone has photoshopped something, you can see there isn't an understanding of light. So our training was photographing light. So my master's thesis was based on the 1940 American photographers, where honestly I used to make gum bichromate processes outside. I would use egg, and I would take the yellow away from the white, and I would mix potassium dichromate and all sorts of other chemicals involved, and I would actually expose my photographs. I would make the paper as well. I would make the paper, hair dry it in the darkroom, coat the emulsion on, and I'm not that old, eh? and expose it up to 8 hours, 5 to 6 hours outside in the sunlight. So I really worked with all the old darkroom processes. And then as time went on, I actually started to formulate my own chemicals. So I work with about 4 or 5 chemicals in the darkroom, and yes, I love it.
Now, of course, you live and work in South Africa, and there really is so much beauty in this country. But what really inspires you about South Africa?
I would have to say the landscape. I would have to honestly tell you that I am besotted with nature. Nature, wildlife. I don't do too much wildlife, but landscape photography is predominantly what I do. And what inspires me about South Africa is the fact that we have so much and so little that we have to work so much harder to aspire to what America has or the UK has. And I would say the natural beauty in our country is just phenomenal. And the diversity. You know, you can go from a desert to a lush tropical area, to the coast, we just have so much in South Africa.
Now, what advice would you give to budding fine art photographers who are hoping to make a name in the industry like you have?
I think the advice what I would give is something that my mother gave me when I was very young, and she said, remember Winston Churchill said, never give up, never, never, never. And I think that is the one thing, is to believe in what you do and don't follow the trends, follow your heart rather, and be true to what you're actually doing, because I think trends disappear, but what you do doesn't disappear if it's coming from source.
Marlene, tell us about your work. Where can we find it? Where can we see it? Where can we buy it?
You can buy it directly from me. I have some consignment stuff out in the country, but generally on my website, which is www.marleneumann.com, and that's M-A-R-L-E-N-E, Neumann, N-E-U-M-A-N-N.com. And yes, you can buy it directly from me.
Marlene, we wish you all the best and congratulations on the award, and we hope that we can speak to you again soon.
Thank you so much, Jerusha. Thank you.